Okay, good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming to today's Restaurant News Networking Group. Today we have a guest, Liliana. She is a restaurateur, and so that she can meet all of us, we're going to go into our introductions. And Matt, why don't you start us off?
Great. Good morning, everyone, and welcome, Liliana. So I am the insurance risk management specialist for the group. We've been working in the hospitality end for well over 30 years. And our approach working with our customers and prospective clients is to take on more of a consultative advisor approach. We feel that the bid and quote process that many business owners and restaurant owners take up does not serve them well, and in the end, they don't get the best premium and the coverages that they need. So it's Matt Kropkala with OptiShore Risk Partners.
Thank you, Liliana. Don't worry about taking notes, etc. I will send you at the end of the meeting, along with everybody else,
Thank you.
a spreadsheet of everybody's information, so you'll have it.
Thank you.
Brian, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Brian. I'm with a company called Rogue Financial Group. We're a company that's been around for about 15, 16 years, providing commercial equipment financing to the hospitality industry, but not just hospitality, but non-hospitality. But we'll do from small projects to large projects. We'll go up to about a couple $1 million in financing. But mostly my sweet spot's somewhere around 35,000 up to about 450. That's where I've seen it lately, just because of what's going on out in the market. But we are a commercial equipment financing, so it does have its advantages to financing your equipment, tax advantages, and other advantages. Save your capital. But again, Brian with Rogue Financial Group. Thank you.
Okay, Terry, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Terry with today's Restaurant News also. I will let you know what is opening, where, when, contact information. And most of the time now, with the outdoors, everyone eating outdoors, I'm still finding that every restaurant that I go to, people are still very leery of eating indoors again, with some of the COVID stuff surging again. So every restaurant that's being built is building almost as large of an outdoor covered patio area as they are an indoor one. So we also let you know that. So if you sell outdoor sprayers, equipment, whatever, furniture, that would be a big opportunity. And then for you too, Brian, on the leasing end. But I have a report. It comes out every month for a year. It's a leads report, second to none, anywhere in the US. Anybody wants a sample, send me an email and I'll send it to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ed, good morning. By the way, Ed, the woman that I asked you if she called you is opening up a ice cream, I call it a ice cream event company. And she needs a tipping cabinet that's easily moved, like it's on wheels or something in a cart or something like that. John McCabe knows them from years ago, I guess. So I gave her your name and number, and we'll see what happens.
Well, yeah, thank you. We do have carts like that, push carts.
All right, good.
So that's not an issue. Okay. Good morning, everybody. My name is Ed Gerton with Seacoast Sales in Orange Park, Florida. We're an equipment supply company. We specialize in frozen dessert equipment. So we have batch freezers, ice cream machines. And a couple weeks ago, I talked about the 920 which is a new model that Carpigiani has, which has heat treating on it. That apparently is going over quite well. We have a couple more chains that are looking at that right now, which is they're going to run it through testing to see if it'll meet the requirements. So it's interesting. It's moving around well. We don't have approval yet for a single phase. We only have a 3-phase motor that's been UL approved yet. So the single phase will come later. So anyway, we have batch freezers, blast freezers, dipping cabinets, carts, whipped cream equipment. We primarily cover Georgia and Florida and the panhandle of Florida, but I'm also in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Alabama, and the Caribbean. So nice area, and have a good day, everybody.
Are you making the new machine in Italy or making it here?
The 920 is being manufactured right now in the US in High Point, North Carolina. There's another, they make them also in Italy, but the primary maker of those machines is going to be in North Carolina. Carpigiani USA in North Carolina is swung over, and where we had no manufacturing capability since Carpigiani bought Cold Delight 30 years ago, 35 years ago. They're now building the 920 up in North Carolina, a countertop machine, which is a 200 IS batch freezer. The K3, which is for the McDonald's business, is still only being made in Italy and in China. Those are the only 2 manufacturing locations for those machines. But North Carolina is gearing up. They're putting in a 3rd line now to manufacture equipment.
Yeah, you know, I don't know whether you're dealing with them or not, but there's a chain that's really growing like crazy. That Jeremiah's, what do they call Jeremiah's ice cream?
Jeremiah's Bullfrog.
Yeah, Maitland, Florida.
Yep.
I'm going to be there Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday.
We have a brand new one here that we've been to several times.
Right. We're going to be there Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
That's wonderful.
Trying to get some flavors.
At their corporate store in Oviedo.
Oh,
Wonderful.
great,
Working on equipment.
great. They have I don't know what it is, but that people are online there all the time. And I said to somebody the other day, if you actually see the store, what makes them, irregardless of the ice cream quality, what makes them is their
Visual signage.
the digital signage, their presentation of the product. It's really eye appealing and very appetizing.
Well, Jeremiah's, during the pandemic, say 2020, they didn't open up any stores, but they had a backlog of franchise. They're projecting for 2022 to open up 45 locations across the country.
Wow.
So that's a lot of locations. And they're projecting that the same amount for 2023 already, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Get in there, Ed. Get in there.
Their furthest west they are right now is in Arizona, and up in Tennessee. They're trying to expand into Virginia and the Carolinas more next year. That's their target area.
Wonderful.
So we'll see.
Okay. Steve, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, everyone? Well, as you know, I'm Steve Whitehill, and I'm a business broker, and I help people buy and sell businesses. I'm a mergers and acquisitions specialist and help business owners with their exit strategy. And more often than not, what they don't understand is what their business is worth, and I can help them with that. I have a very profitable family-style restaurant in East Central Florida available for only $12 million. It's pocket change. The current owner makes about $2 million on sales of about 12. And by the way, you can actually finance this with an SBA loan. This week, a good referral would be an immigration attorney who deals with foreign nationals who might want to stay in the US. Whether you're in transition or looking to retire at Anchor, I can help you live the life you want, and I'm going to stick by that.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chris, good morning.
Morning.
I've got a question for Steve.
Yep.
Steve, you said immigration attorney.
Yep.
Is there still a program in this country where if you commit to invest, I don't know how many millions of dollars, you can get a special visa?
There are, yeah, the answer is yes. There are 3 programs where foreign nationals get a visa or green card. Well, there are more than 3, but primarily for our discussion, 3. One is a E2 visa, and that's for any country that has a treaty with the United States, and there are about 120 of them. You essentially buy a business, doesn't have to be very big, and you can stay here as long as you own the business, own and operate. The other one is an L1, and that's where essentially a guy owns a company outside the United States. He buys a US company. In theory, it's supposed to be in his business model, within his business model, but in practice, you could own a tire factory and buy a pizza restaurant. It's all fine. And you invest a substantial but not huge amount of money, employ typically 4 to 8 people, and you'll get a visa. And that visa while it's only a 7-year renewable visa, you can apply for a green card, and generally speaking, you will get the green card. But you're really talking about an EB-5 visa program, and if you invest a 900,000, I forget, there's 2 forms. Well, there's many. There's actually 3 forms. But in terms of what you're thinking, well, let me go through them all. You either buy a business that's in what they call a TEA, target employment area, and you put in 900,000, and the business must employ 10 people. And there are other things to it. It's not as simple as you going out and seeking a business. The other, and if it's not a target employment area, yeah, I forget what it is. I think it's $1.2 million, but it's a significantly larger amount, and you will get a green card. But you must employ 10 people for 2 years. There's some other qualifications, but that's the main one. And those are usually in what are called regional centers, and that's an investment. You're a passive investor. And then there's the active EB-5, which nobody talks about. The investment rules are the same, but you now become the owner operator. So for an investment of at least 910 people, 2 years, you too can get a green card.
Wow. He doesn't really know.
Okay.
We're just guessing.
You need a TV show. You need a program.
I do. Ask Steve.
I forgot to ask Liliana, where are you located? I know she's on mute, Chris.
Well, she has an 813 area code, so the
Okay.
Tampa area maybe.
On
I'm
the West Coast.
guessing.
Yeah, she's St. Pete,
Okay.
I think. All right, Chris, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Chris Kaufman, Restaurant Recruiters of America. Not of Portugal. What happened to the guy who was going to Portugal? Did he go? The fella from he had the PEO company.
Oh, Bruce
yeah.
is he called me a couple of weeks ago. He's in the process of moving. He's trying to get the house that he's leaving in shape. So contractors are coming in and out, and he's got himself scheduled at the house.
Well, this weekend is the National Restaurant Show in Chicago. Anybody going?
Yes,
Y'all going?
that's one of the reasons that we're probably a little late today.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Restaurant Recruiters of America, we work on behalf of restaurant companies to find talent to enhance their company lineup of human capital. And just to tell you what a Wild West show it is, yesterday morning about this time, I got a phone call from a client I've done business with before. And the guy says, look, I need a sous chef. I need somebody today, if at all possible. I said, okay, let me check around. So I called him back a couple hours later. I said, okay, I've got this guy. Let's just say Joe Smith. He goes, Joe, I think I know Joe. I'll tell you what, I will call him. If it's the same Joe I'm thinking about, I'll hire that guy over the phone. So much for long drawn out interviews and reference checks and background checks. Let's go.
They're desperate.
It's a Wild West show. I mean, it just, You know, I mean, this guy, and I've heard it numerous times. Well, I put an ad on Indeed and I got nobody. I said, what do you mean nobody? I mean, people just didn't fit? No, I got no response.
Right,
I said, whoa.
right.
Yeah. So well, anyway, we rely on a lot of different avenues to find talent. One of the most unique ways I ever found somebody, I found a chef. He was standing at a bus stop, and I recognized he was wearing the white chef coat and black check pants, and I'm figuring that's a chef. And so I turned my car around, pulled up next to the chef, and I said, "Where do you cook at?" And he said, "I cook at this Italian restaurant over in Buckhead, which is a nice part of Atlanta." And I said, "Well, great. I've got a fantastic Italian restaurant in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and they're looking for an executive chef." "Well, great. Can I send you my resume?" "Oh, yes." So he got the job. Found him at a bus stop. So anyway,
You never know. You
That's
never
right.
know.
so restaurant
Oh, you-
recruiters,
Oh, and you, Chris.
restaurant recruiters of bus stops. Come see us.
Well, that brings up a good point, because we can discuss this. What are the restaurants going to do? Liliana, are you still on?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So we're going to ask this question, and feel free to jump in. What are restaurants going to do now to staff their kitchens and front of the house? What I see, Chris, was basically what you did. You took somebody from an existing restaurant and moved them to another location. And what happens to the guy who lost the chef to another opportunity?
If he's smart, he'll call me.
But where are you going to get people that are qualified to do the job when everybody seems to be running away from the industry?
Well, fortunately, I think there is actually a shift in the educational arena of our country, emphasizing jobs in culinary, emphasizing jobs in welding, emphasizing jobs. I mean, fortunately, for the longest time, I've pounded my fist on the table. Now that the table's broken, I guess a few people heard, pay these people some more money.
Right?
I placed a chef in an independent restaurant that's probably doing about $1.5 million, maybe $2 million, $85,000 salary. It's about damn time. And so the salaries, fortunately, are going up. Howard, you would not believe how many times I've heard the song, "We're just a small company. We can't afford benefits." Now, the
Right.
National Restaurant Association is starting to make a positive move in that direction. But we have, my brother called me, says, "I just came from a QT out here in Douglasville, Georgia. There's 11 Amazon trucks lined up at the QT." And he said, "I got to thinking, what were those guys doing 2 years ago?" I
Right?
said, "They were probably assistant managers at Red Lobster, they just, or bar manager somewhere." And so, because Amazon has a grocery list of benefits, and people got away from working every Friday and every Saturday night. I cannot tell you how many candidates tell me the last time I had a Saturday night off is when I took a vacation.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get more family user friendly. And I'm the biggest capitalist going, but you don't have to pistol whip people to make your profits.
Chris, I'm going to say, I've noticed the same thing, that there are more and more people of high school age that are not looking to go to college, who are
Good.
actually looking to go to a trade school of some kind.
Yeah.
And I can see it a lot just in Jacksonville. The
Can't
trade
afford
schools-
college.
Pardon?
You can't afford college.
Well, as a 17-year-old told me, I can go to college and I can rack up $125,000 worth of bills in a history degree. And what am I going to do with a history degree?
Right.
Mhm.
So he's actually going to be going to Tulsa Welding School here, and he pays, I think, $5,000 a year, and he will get a part-time job out of that after 3 months, and it'll cover his expenses, and learn how to stick weld, MIG weld, do submerged arc welding, and plasma cutting.
Mm.
So it's a trade that he'll learn.
Sounds familiar, right, Terry?
Mute.
You're-
Terry's a welder on the side.
Oh, the welder on the side. Rosie the riveter.
Oh my
You don't
gosh.
even want to know what's going to be in your dinner tonight.
By the way, call Peter. He tried to call us.
Actually, our grandson is a welder and has a very good job with Southern California Edison, who is stationed actually in Florida. So, yeah. Anyways,
Well, I know that the heavy plate and heavy structural steel manufacturers in the Florida area, their base salary for welders now that are non-union is approaching $18 an hour, which is huge. Some of the union wages are in excess of $20 an hour.
oh yeah, he's way above that and he just started. It's because it's a utility company and it is union and it's FP&L and,
Yep,
you know,
a different story.
yeah, absolutely. And he's only 20 years old. But he's very
Yeah.
bright, so he got in and beat about 99 other people for the position. So, yeah.
But all right. So what you were saying, Chris and Ed, is that if restaurant A has a chef and restaurant B needs one, and they go to Chris looking for one, Chris has a database of people that he knows, and he's going to go back to the chef that's at Group A, excuse me, at Restaurant A, and move them, which creates an opening again in A. That has to be filled again. So it's almost like Chinese checkers. You got to keep moving from place to, it's like a Ponzi scheme. The last person who moves loses.
Well, actually, at company A, if they've got a feeder system, if they're teaching and training people below the executive chef level, therefore, there's been some career growth opportunity immediately created by the departure of the executive chef at company A. So if that company A is not growing, for example, not opening another restaurant, and I've been executive sous chef for 4 years, and the executive chef leaves, hallelujah, there's my shot.
Right.
So everybody wins.
Except for the guys who can't wait or don't have a program of training so that they, you know, when I always had the thought and the theory that I always have a backup. You know, when I had a graphic artist, when we were in print, I always had somebody in reserving in case they got sick or they got a ingrown hair and drive them crazy, or a printer. I always had a printer in reserve because one day I learned the hard way, got a phone call from our printer, and he said, "I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to print your paper. We're closing shop." Now, this is not a small operation. You know, you see the movies when you see the front page of the newspaper come flying through the machine. These machines are the size of a city block. And he called them and said, "I'm closing." Now, you know, we're time sensitive, so what do? I always had somebody in reserve. So
Well, that's the successful philosophy of Coach Shula when he had Earl Morrill and when he had Don Strock.
yeah,
Right? They continued to win ball games. So it's a page out of Coach Shula's playbook, and it's successful. You know, Lombardi just didn't have Bart Starr; he had Zeke Bratkowski.
right.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to have somebody that can step in.
And for me, I've got my dog.
He does it better than you do, by the way.
Oh, he's all bark and no bite.
Liliana, are you there? I'm just going to see if Liliana has any questions for any of us. I'm sure she's running back and forth. Exactly what a restaurateur would be doing at 9 o'clock on a Friday morning, probably busy.
Plus, it's a full moon weekend coming up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. That's why I delayed my vacation. I was supposed to go on vacation this morning. I thought, no, I got to make the group. And then I'm going to Panama City Beach, Florida.
Really?
Oh.
Is
Cool.
that quite a drive for you?
I hope not.
Okay.
I hope not.
I'll go to Valdosta first for a couple hours because Brian used to go to school at Valdosta State, and I
Oh, yeah.
graduated from Valdosta State and lived to tell about it. And so
Where you live in relation to Valdosta, where are you, east?
I'm northeast of Valdosta. I'm
Northeast.
west of Savannah, east of Macon, southeast of Atlanta. And it's blue sky, sunshine, 28 miles of visibility. So, yeah.
I
I'm
guess
off.
with your background there, that makes sense.
Yeah, it'll work.
Hey, you know what? Y'all should make a vacation, take a vacation to Vidalia, man.
Yeah,
Small, big town.
yeah.
Like an onion, for sure.
A vacation spot of the stars.
What stars?
The pro wrestling stars. Yeah.
Hey, Chris, are you gonna go back down 16 to 75? You're gonna cut back through
No.
straight
I'm
down?
gonna take the 2-lane blacktops from Vidalia down into Valdosta. Because if I took 16 to Macon, then Macon South, and add another 45 minutes to the trip.
What do you
Plus,
drive
we're
to?
not on 16. We're like 20 minutes south of I-16.
So what do you go down to Douglas and over?
Yeah, go down to Douglas and over.
Okay.
Mhm.
Anybody have any interesting summer vacation plans? I know when Terry and I go away somewhere, I always end up looking at restaurants and
Yeah.
looking for trends in the area, looking at what's new. And
I drive and I let him look at everything.
Probably out of a lot of caution. But yeah, no. So I hope you eat at some of the restaurants you look at.
yeah, actually, we were driving home from Tennessee one year, and we were south of Atlanta, and there was a major traffic jam on 75.
What?
And I mean, bumper to bumper,
Yeah.
Long Island Expressway kind of traffic. So I said to Terry, there has to be an alternate route. I mean, years ago, there were people who were driving north-south. 75 wasn't here.
US
So
41.
we got off and we got on to a road, and I just followed the signs that said south. I figured as long as we're going south, we're going the right way.
Yep.
Now,
And-
before you continue,
and
I
the su-
vetoed this.
But we drove through a couple of small towns, and it was like Americana. And we stopped at an ice cream place and had ice cream, and we kept going south, and we ended up just north of the border into, was it Florida? Where's the,
No, it wasn't Florida.
It was
There were
Georgia.
no gas stations. We were out of gas and it was dark. And I was terrified because we didn't know where we were.
we were up in the mountains on, I think it was Route 11.
Red Mountain,
We were,
Brian.
Oh, Red Mountain up around Calhoun and Cartersville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we didn't know where there were any gas stations. And I said, no, we're staying on the 75.
But
And
she
we
was panicked.
rerouted. I
It
was
was-
like,
There wasn't a restaurant for me to look at. All I saw was down. We were like 5,000 feet up. It was crazy, but we had a lot of fun. That's the way to drive. If you're
Yeah.
gonna
no,
go,
you had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fear. That's why you don't drive.
And then you looked up and you saw a guy come out and say, we'll have another meeting tomorrow night.
Yeah. We do like the back roads though, all the way up through Florida and going up to Georgia for sure.
Well, US
Those little
40,
places.
yeah, US 41 my mom in the 40s, her family would drive from Chicago to Miami on US 41. So, yeah,
Wow.
you want to see
wow.
you want to see the old South.
That's the old South.
I had a friend down here who lived in Boston years and years ago, before 95 was built, and you had to drive on Federal Highway.
Yeah, you
And
17.
he came down the night that going from north to south, and a hurricane blew in, and he didn't know that it was a hurricane. He was from Boston, and the wind and the sand blasted the paint off of his car
Wow.
on the driver's side because he was.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I would put up with the possibility of a hurricane many years before moving to Massachusetts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
You get a lot of warning in a hurricane. You can get out
Exactly.
or bunker down or whatever. Yes.
right.
The trouble with hurricanes, they don't always end up where they predict.
No,
So
No,
you can't
they
always
don't.
you can't always
That's
get
right.
out of the way.
No, no.
And those weather people still keep their jobs.
Well, you know, Mother Nature, you can't predict Mother Nature. Everybody tries, but let me tell you, there's still the boss up there.
Mhm. I'm sure God's up there going, I got your climate change right here. Yeah. Anyway,
Well, does anybody have any else they want to bring up or perhaps enlighten us with?
We're on recording. Don't forget.
one other thing, Chris might know the guy. You know who Todd Hogan is?
Todd Hogan.
Barrel and something. He owns a couple locations. He owns a place in Avalon.
Okay, heard the name, Ken.
He's getting ready to open up a concept in Etowah. There's I guess a mill up there or a food hall called Community Burger.
Community Burger, Todd Hogan.
Maybe he'll check it out.
Already done.
Yeah.
The best burger I ever had, McGuire's in Pensacola. He also has a place in Destin because they serve prime meat. They cut their own meat. So if they're cutting a 16-ounce ribeye and they got 4 ounces left over, they put that in the meat grinder to make hamburgers.
Oh, wow.
You know, you brought that up, and I was going to bring something like that up today, and I forgot. And then you said hamburger, and it brought it back. We used to go to a restaurant here in Boca, and they make the best hamburger around. They made it in a 6-ounce or a 9-ounce, and you can order. And it was part brisket and part chopped meat, and it was, to me, it's the best one around. And they also had a great baby back rib special. They sold baby back ribs for $10.95.
Wow.
They also had a New York strip steak special for $13.95, and a bunch of other stuff. It was primarily a bar, and the restaurant, I guess, was an accommodation. And we go there quite often. We bring friends, and you know, it's not like going to Morton's, but it's a nice casual atmosphere. So one night, several months back, we decided to go out and get a hamburger. And we go to the restaurant, and this looks like it's closed. The bar, it's a part outdoor bar, and looks like the restaurant is closed. And there's a sign on the window, and it says, "We will be, from now on, we will be open from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m." Now, talk about, the reason I'm bringing this up is communication. So in our mind, it was out of the question as far as a restaurant goes, because we're not going to a bar at 3 a.m., etc. So we wrote that place off and haven't been back for several months. last weekend we were in that shopping plaza and didn't see a sign on the door, and it looked like they were open. So we went last night, and lo and behold, they're reopened with an entirely new staff. The manager's different, the wait staff is different. Everything, everybody in the place is different, including the manager, who used to be a customer, as a matter of fact, because I spoke to him last night. But talk about marketing and communication. Imagine how much business they lost over the last 2.5, 3 months because they said they were closed and never advertised the fact that they were back. I mean, we put it on social media last night, and just the people that we know, are going to go back. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they cook their burgers on a flat grill or they cook them over flame?
Flame, that's why
Yeah,
we
okay.
like them.
Good.
And the girl goes, "Oh, we're getting some of our regulars back." I said, "Oh, if everybody knew you were open, you have a lot of them back. So we're going to try and help you do that." So she didn't know. She'd only been there like a month or so, but yeah.
I'm personally a Mississippi Sweets fan.
Oh, I love Mississippi Sweets. Down there on Federal?
On Federal.
Oh my gosh, they're so good.
They're fabulous.
Burgers?
Ah,
No, it's ribs.
Well, actually, ribs, wings, it's everything you ought not to eat.
right. It's just too small. Sometimes it's a good place, but you got to get there early. Otherwise
Well,
I
you get-
love Mississippi Sweets.
you can also take out from there, and that's
Yes.
actually not bad as
Right.
well. And it's not expensive, really. It's very
No.
cheap.
No.
They
No,
have-
that's a good.
They
Well,
have a half a chicken that's very cheap, but it's only the to-go. So, but it's like for nothing.
Have you been to Mission Barbecue in Boynton?
No. Mm-mm.
Run
I'm
by
very sheltered,
veterans.
you have to understand.
Well, you can get your meat any way you want, like dry, same thing as Four Rivers, lean, fatty, and it's all run by veterans. So it's actually, that's probably that and Mississippi Sweets. Yeah.
What's the name of the place again?
Mission Barbecue. It's
Mission
on
Barbecue.
Congress.
It's not a
Mhm.
sit down. I mean, it's a sit down restaurant, but it's a quick serve. You go to a counter, you order, and they call you when it's ready.
Yeah, there's one down here in Weston. It's very good. We enjoy going
Right?
there.
Isn't it good? Oh my gosh.
Are they from out west?
No.
Is it a franchise? I thought it was. Okay.
They're
Yeah.
based out of Severna, Maryland,
Yeah.
Mission
okay.
Barbecue.
So good. Oh my gosh. Their
You know,
sides are good. They
it's
have
it's
unusual
amazing
sides.
the prices Americans will pay for ribs. Ribs used to be a throwaway,
Right.
and now I've seen ribs at like $39 a rack.
Mhm.
At a new restaurant that just opened. I mean, crazy.
I think ribs have become expensive altogether. I think even if you buy them raw, I think they're expensive.
Oh yeah.
For
They
odd
are.
reasons.
Very.
But if you look into the origins of food and you see like the ribs were a throwaway and skirt steak was the throwaway.
Still is.
I was going to say, in a certain sense, it ought to be, but somehow it prepares very well. It tastes great.
It does. Skirt steak is great.
Yeah,
My
Mhm.
son loves it.
but it's a
My-
terrible piece of cut of meat. I mean, really, it's tough as hell, but it's very tasty. You know.
There was a place in New York, Sammy's Romanian Steakhouse, that was
Yeah.
that
I
opened for
remember.
100 years.
Yep.
Huh.
I don't know if it's still there.
No, they
But,
closed,
yeah.
I think.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. I've been there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Matt looks like he's in a Peloton commercial. You know,
Yeah, I'm not, trust me. What was the giveaway?
I guess the monitor in the background reminds me of when you get Peloton, you get that TV screen where the guy yells at you, "Come on, you gotta."
Actually, the market is actually up this morning, so that's a good thing.
All
after
right.
6 days of carnage.
Good deal.
Hey, Howard, next week, is there going to be a meeting? Because I'm probably not going to be there because I'll be on my way to Chicago on Friday
Yeah,
morning.
there will be a meeting next week, but there will not be a meeting the following week.
Okay,
Following week is Memorial Day weekend.
Right. Unless somebody wants to hang out, I'll be around.
I'll be in New York, but around.
Did I tell you the story about the Memorial Day parade in New York, in Brooklyn?
No,
Well,
which one?
My
No.
birthday is May 30th.
Ah,
So that used to be Memorial Day.
right.
It wasn't, the weekend of. So when I was a kid, they used to, obviously they had a parade on Memorial Day. So my parents used to take me to the parade and tell me it was for me.
Yeah.
So did you go see Ferris Bueller?
I
Yeah.
actually marched in the Veterans Day parade in Manhattan.
Maybe that
Really?
was you, right?
That's cool.
When I was in the service. I don't know why they picked our guys, man. We were the least organized.
That's probably why they picked you.
Yeah, probably.
Sort of punishment. Disguised as a privilege. Hmm. They don't do half this stuff anymore. I don't
Oh,
even
yeah.
know there are any parades like that anymore. Memorial Day or Veterans Day.
I think in the small towns they do. I think if
Yeah.
you take some of those small towns from
Yeah.
Atlanta down, you'll find them.
They used to have a parade in Alpharetta, Georgia. I think it was the 4th or 5th of August. What is it? What do they call that? Some day to honor the veterans.
Uh,
They would have a parade. They have old cars and stuff like that. But I think they might bring it back. I think because of the COVID, they haven't done it. But there was some pretty cool stuff. They had some like those old cars, those old convertible cars and stuff like that. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Had local bands, like from the high school and stuff like that. But yeah.
well,
But-
in the
Everybody-
South,
yeah.
you're not going to get many people out for a Memorial Day parade since it commemorates the Union dead.
Yeah.
Because it was first was Decoration Day, right?
Mhm.
Memorial
Right.
Day. It
Right.
commemorated the Union War dead in the Civil War. So you're not going to have that in the South celebration. But all the
That's-
small cities up north, they have the Memorial Day parade.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
in the South, they'd rather have Robert E. Lee Day or N.B. Forrest Day.
How about Friday?
I'm ready to celebrate Friday.
Yeah.
Well, guys, unless somebody else has something else to say, we lost Liliana along the way somewhere.
Mhm.
But that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring more restaurateurs to the group so that they could benefit from our experiences, and trying to get more vendors to come to the meetings. So on those two fronts, keep your eyes open and ask around. As a matter of fact, that restaurant that was closed for those few months, I invited the manager to come, and he said that once things settle down, he would be happy to come. So hopefully next week after the holiday.
What's the name of the restaurant, by the way? You never mentioned it. For the hamburgers and so on.
It's called Brickyard.
I've heard of it. I don't remember ever going there. though.
It's on Palmetto and Powerline. Remember, what was the deli?
Oh, Meadow and Power Line. It's
Oh,
right by
Meadow.
me.
Not far.
No, it's right, it's not a walk, but it's close.
Yeah. It's in the same shopping center with Publix.
Yeah,
and
oh, okay. I don't think I've ever been there.
It used to be a lobster place 30 years ago. It's the same owner for the last 30 years.
Oh, is it as you drive in on the right? There was a restaurant.
It used to be a deli there. not in that location, but in that area of the plaza. There was, I can't remember the name of the deli that was there for, it closed right after the last hurricane, like in 2006.
When we used to go to
Nesters,
Oh, Nestor's, yeah.
right? And near there.
They closed, okay, they closed all of Nestor's.
Yeah.
It was a great deli. I mean, well, it was reasonably good for Florida. at
Yeah.
the time.
when we used to go to Boca to see your dad, we used to go to this place. Yeah, it's famous, but I don't. It's probably not open anymore. But whatever happened to that site, the Rascal House in Boca?
Oh,
Was that on Glades?
that was on Glades, and it turned into some other, I don't know, I was gonna say Chuck E. Cheese, not California Pizza Kitchen for a while.
And then now it was Madison's
Addison's, which is supposedly something else, a steak restaurant.
coming, and
New
now
York.
Gallagher's is coming. in.
Gallagher's. But I don't think they've opened, and it's been opening for a long time now.
No, you know, I feel like I've been here so long. I can give you a chronological history of a location in restaurants. Yeah, I just went back 30 years. I told you all the places that location has been. That's
Like
crazy.
this Italian restaurants, formerly Vito's, formerly Nunzio's, formerly Jody's.
My favorite is Ray's Pizza in New York. There's the original Ray's, and they all claim to be, the guy.
Right.
And for the most part, they're all pretty good, but everybody wants to be Ray's Pizza.
Hey,
So I'm
Terry,
not sure the origin of that.
Terry, after the meeting, can you show me how to change my background in this Zoom thing?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I
Okay.
wanted to talk to you after the meeting also.
Hey,
You talk to
Chris?
Terry or talk to me?
Chris, you
Yeah.
should turn it. You should change it to the black hole they found.
The what?
They showed a picture of the black hole in the center of our universe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, let's end this meeting while we still have our dignity.
All right.
Thanks you all for coming. You're free to move about the
Have a
country.
good weekend, everyone. Take care.